Have you ever noticed how easy it is to control most people? One insult, one delay, one moment of disrespect, one message ignored, one small act of betrayal, and suddenly they lose themselves. Their face changes, their tone shifts, their judgment disappears. In seconds, they hand their power to whoever disturbed their emotions. That is how the world rules ordinary men, not with chains. Not with force, but with provocation. The moment someone can control your reaction, they control your direction. And that is why the man who cannot be provoked becomes dangerous. He becomes rare. He becomes untouchable. While others burn energy in useless battles, he remains calm. While others expose their weakness through anger, he gathers information through silence. While others fight every trap placed before them, he steps over the trap and keeps walking. Machiavelli understood this truth centuries ago. He knew that power does not belong to the loudest man, the angriest man, or the most emotional man. Power belongs to the man who remains sovereign when everyone else is losing themselves. And tonight, you are going to understand why your reactions have cost you more than you know, why emotional control is feared more than aggression, and how to become the kind of man no one can manipulate again. But before we continue, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson designed to sharpen your mind and strengthen your position in this world. Now listen carefully, because this may be the conversation that changes how you move forever. Most men believe anger is strength. They mistake loudness for authority, rage for courage, emotional explosion for dominance. But anger shown too quickly is confession. It reveals where you are wounded. It tells people what touches your ego, what threatens your pride, what can be used against you next time. Every uncontrolled reaction is a blueprint handed to the enemy. The man who insults you and gets your outburst has learnt your trigger. The woman who withdraws affection and gets your desperation has learnt your dependency. The colleague who disrespects you and gets your public frustration has learned how to destabilize you, and once people know the buttons, they keep pressing them. This is why so many intelligent people remain trapped beneath less capable individuals. They have skill, but no emotional discipline. They have potential, but no self-command. They know how to build, but not how to protect what they build from sabotage. Machiavelli wrote that men judge more by the eye than by the hand because everyone can see appearances, but few understand reality, understand what this means in modern life. People are always watching how you respond under pressure. They study your face when challenged. They measure your tone when corrected. They observe your behavior when ignored. They may never say it aloud, but every room is evaluating emotional stability. A man who cannot regulate himself is considered unreliable, even if talented. A man who remains composed under pressure appears powerful, even before he speaks. Calmness creates authority because it signals reserves of strength others do not possess. Panic signals weakness because it shows dependence on external conditions. Think of every major mistake you regret. How many were made in peace? How many happened while calm, centered, and patient? Very few. Most disasters are born in moments of emotional heat. The text sent in anger. The resignation letter sent in pride. The insult returned in public. The confession made in loneliness. The purchase made in insecurity. The promise made in excitement. Emotion narrows vision. It creates urgency where patience was needed. It creates certainty where caution was needed. It creates movement where stillness was needed. And afterward, when the wave passes, you are left standing among consequences built in minutes that may take years to repair. The world understands this more than you think. Advertisers provoke insecurity to sell products. Politicians provoke outrage to gain loyalty. Toxic people provoke guilt to gain compliance. Narcissists provoke confusion to gain control. Competitors provoke ego to make you reckless. Every system benefits when you are reactive. A reactive person is predictable. Predictable people are steerable. Steerable people are profitable. That is why mastering your emotions is not just self-help, it is liberation. There is a difference between suppression and mastery. Suppression means the fire is still raging inside while the face pretends calm. Mastery means the fire was examined, understood, and redirected before it took control. Suppression leaks. It becomes bitterness, passive aggression, sudden explosions, hidden resentment. Mastery transforms energy into clarity. You do not deny anger, you decode it. You ask what boundary was crossed, what expectation was unrealistic, what wound was touched, what lesson is hidden beneath the heat. then you act from intelligence, not impulse. This is the discipline of dangerous men. The man who cannot be provoked is often mistaken for passive. He is not passive. He is selective. He does not respond to everything because everything does not deserve a response. He knows attention is currency, emotion is fuel, time is life. Why would he spend precious resources on traps designed by lesser minds? He saves force for meaningful moments. He saves words for strategic use. He saves aggression for decisive action. This restraint is interpreted by fools as weakness until consequences arrive. Consider the workplace. One employee reacts to criticism defensively, argues in meetings, gossips when frustrated, complains when overlooked. Another receives criticism calmly, asks questions, improves privately, documents patterns, builds leverage quietly, and advances steadily. Which one feels powerful in the moment? The first. Which one becomes powerful over time? The second. Immediate emotional satisfaction often costs long-term influence. Silent competence compounds. Consider relationships. One person panics when distance appears, over-explains, chases, accuses, pleads, and loses respect. Another notices distance, remains centered, observes behavior, communicates standards once, then adjusts accordingly. One negotiates from fear, the other moves from self-respect. Provocation only works where insecurity lives. Heal the insecurity, and manipulation loses oxygen. Many people provoke others because they cannot regulate themselves. They distribute inner chaos outward. They insult because they feel small. They criticize because they feel powerless. They create drama because stillness would force self-confrontation. When you understand this, insults become data instead of wounds. You stop personalizing the dysfunction of unstable people. Their behavior becomes information about them, not verdicts about you. This single shift can change your life. Imagine a man entering a room where tension exists. Others are loud, defensive, reactive. He says little. He watches patterns. He notices alliances, insecurities, motives, contradictions. He does not rush to speak because silence gives him access to what noise hides. When he finally speaks, his words carry weight because they were not wasted. This is another advantage of being unprovocable. Observation, reaction blinds, calmness reveals. History repeatedly rewards composure. Leaders who endure crises are rarely the most emotional. Generals who win wars do not chase every insult from opponents. Negotiators who gain the best outcomes do not reveal desperation. Investors who build wealth do not panic at every fluctuation. Parents who guide children well do not scream at every mistake. The principle is universal. Stability creates leverage. Instability surrenders it. You may ask, does this mean never feeling anything? No. Feeling deeply is human. Being ruled by feeling is captivity. The goal is not numbness. The goal is hierarchy. Emotions are advisors, not kings. Let them report. Do not let them govern. Sadness may reveal loss. Fear may reveal risk. Anger may reveal violated values. Joy may reveal alignment. But once the message is heard, reason must decide the action. There are people who will become uncomfortable when you stop reacting. They were benefiting from access to your nervous system. They enjoyed being able to trigger guilt, fear, jealousy, anger, or urgency on command. When you become calm, they lose control. They may escalate at first. They may call you cold, distant, changed, arrogant, difficult. Often this simply means their old methods stopped working. Stay steady. Not every accusation deserves defense. The practice begins in small moments. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Observe the surge, then let it pass. A rude message arrives. Wait before responding. Plans change unexpectedly. Adapt without dramatizing. A person seeks attention through disrespect. Refuse the invitation. Each small victory strengthens internal authority. Emotional discipline is built like muscle through repetition under resistance. Guard your mornings. Many people begin the day by surrendering their mood to news, notifications, demands, and comparisons. Then they wonder why they feel scattered. Start with silence, movement, reading, planning, prayer, reflection, anything that places you in command before the world makes requests. A man who begins reactive often remains reactive. A man who begins deliberate carries that energy into battle. Guard your language. People who say, "You made me angry, they ruined my day, she forced me to react," unknowingly confess slavery. Others can influence you, yes, but they do not own your response unless you hand it over. Replace victim language with sovereign language. I felt anger and chose not to feed it. I was disappointed and adjusted. I saw disrespect and